Two younger ones might be the doctors in the times to come.
Yeah, and not my ancestor and my parents was literate. I think my brothers and my new family members, my parents are doing hard work so that we can just do study, and maybe by God grace we are doing great.
And
Yeah.
if you people are succeeding in coming up to some level, it's all because of their efforts.
Yeah, that's why we feel very gratitude for our parents, because even though they are not literate, but they are just doing hard work so that we can do study. We can just not do the same things that they are doing in their life. The struggle they have faced over the years, so we can't face that kind of stuff. So that's why they are working, and now it's our time to give them back. Yeah,
Yeah.
know,
Very.
after a long time, I think
How are you
we
doing?
connected. Yeah, earlier as we are promised to do a sessions, and due to some reasons, I was not able available at the time. So for that, I was feeling very sorry, because you are such a person with whom I was very curious to do a sessions. But uh, as I now finally get a chance, so thank you for that.
Okay, most welcome. I simply remember one thing that yes, we were about to connect. You had booked the session with me, and I kept on waiting for you, and you didn't turn up at that very moment.
If I have to speak truly, then I am going to tell you what happens that day. Ma'am, there was a time like 1 p.m. And we are promised to do sessions at 2 p.m. What happens at 1:20? I thought let's take a nap, and I slept for 2:30 p.m. And when I got up and see the messages, and I feel very sorry. I didn't know what I have to say. Should I make an excuse or what? Sorry for that, but yes, right now I am available, so we can
I
do.
appreciate that. I appreciate that you have narrated the true story. So, Shravan, yeah, I was asking you about the examination pattern, that what kind of questions are asked so far as this English language is concerned in the competitive examination you're going to sit for.
Yeah, for SSC what happens? They took exams into two parts. First, they took the tier one, where you have to only qualifying the examinations, where is like 100 questions for 200 marks. There are four subjects like GS, reasoning, English, and quantitative aptitudes that they ask in the tier one examinations. And once you clear the tier one, you have to appear for the tier two. So tier two is basically a descriptive paper where you have to write down and you have to clear that exam too. And once you clear tier two, then you have to go for the last options, which is computer test. They take your typing speed, how good your typing speed is. And once you clear that, then if you got good ranks, you get so many posts, like you become income tax inspector, you become ASO, you become like there are many vacancies are there in the central government where you get posts. So there are many posts, I can say. Yeah, so it's depend on the rank, how good rank you are getting in that exam.
And this exam is all about English language only, or
No,
some kind of GK also. GK also.
as I mentioned, ma'am, GS, reasoning, English, and quantitative aptitude, which is maths, quant. Yeah.
Quantitative aptitude, yeah, reasoning, quantitative aptitude, and English. Okay. Like
Yeah.
normal competitive exams, they see your overall performance.
Yeah. Yeah. English language
Okay.
is not very important. English grammar is very important, like how good your grammar is, like you are able to find out the error in between the sentence or not, how good your idiom and phrases is, how good your vocabulary is. So such kind of stuff they are checking, but they are not just asking like how good your communication skills. Such kind of stuff is not asking there. Yeah.
What do you want to become?
I want to become an income tax inspector.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me something about your family, your siblings. Are they also at the same, like they're following you in the family? They are also preparing for some this kind of examination, or is there somebody who is older to you, to whom you are following?
We are five brothers and we are not in the same phase. My There are two elder brother and two younger one. So my two elder brothers are software engineer, and my two younger one is preparing for NEET examinations, and I am at the number three. We are five brothers.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
and
it
I am the one.
means
I'm the only who is preparing for government examinations, and the rest of others are preparing for NEET, and two already are successful. They are software engineer. They are earning. Yeah,
Good, very good. So yours is a family of educated persons, because engineers, now you probably going to become an inspector, income tax inspector, and two younger ones might be the doctors in the times to come.
yeah, and not my ancestor and my parents was literate. I think my brothers and my new family members. My parents are doing hard work so that we can just do study, and maybe by God grace we are doing great. Yeah,
Actually, though they are not educated, but it is all their effort and hard work which they have
yeah,
put in or they're putting in. And
yeah.
if you people are succeeding in coming up to some level, it's all because of their efforts.
Yeah, that's why we feel very gratitude for our parents, because even though they are not literate, but they are just doing hard work so that we can do study. We can just not do the same things that they are doing in their life. The struggle they have faced over the years, so we can't face such kind of stuff. So that's why they are working, and now it's our time to give them back.
Yeah. Very obedient children, I must say, by the grace of God. They are also fortunate enough to have
Yeah,
sons like you.
yeah,
Because in today's scenario, otherwise the equation is totally like equation is like poles apart kind of thing. Parents, they keep on doing so much of the things for their children, but when the situation changes, a number of times we have seen that the children, they don't care much about their parents, the kind of midnight oil they have burnt, or what kind of hardship they have gone through to bring their children to certain level. And like in your case, you are having all the regard for your parents. It's something which is a sort of, you can say, it is eliminating from our current society. This is
yeah.
the
I
irony
think,
of the situation.
but there are many people that we know that they forget the midnight oil that the parents burned from them. Once they become successful, they are started earning some decent money. They become, I mean, they makes a nuclear family. They started living into the foreign or
Yeah.
any other state and forget
Yes.
their families and other stuff. But I think we should not forget our roots from where we belong, because at the end, eventually you have to come there. You can't survive or live all your life into the foreign or into the US or any other places. So because we are just because of our society, our family, our friends, our relatives. So we should make a balance at least. So that's all I think.
You live in a rural area or it is urban part?
Mm, you can say it's the urban part, but everything is available here. Whatever we want, we can just go purchase or we can visit. But yes, I'm preparing for government examination, so I took, I take online classes. So I thought, why should I waste so much money going to the metro cities and give the rent and not getting good foods? Because I was there in Delhi for 4 months, where I was renting like nearly 10,000 per month, and I was not getting the good food, and my health was becomes quite, you know, uh, health
Deteriorated.
issues I was facing. So I come back home and started taking my classes in online mode, and I feel that I'm doing good from home.
But once you get the job, then possibility is there that you will have to switch over, move to the other city. Then you will have to
But but there I will be having some kind of financially independence, so I can go buy and make food by myself,
and
because I'm
manage it
the
very
food.
well.
I will be
Yeah,
going to eat whatever I want to eat, like good foods, fruits, and vegetables. So, but
yeah.
now, right now, I'm just getting enough money to survive my life. So I can't uh, eat whatever I want. So, so that things will be there, after becoming successful.
Mm. Okay, Shravan, do you have anything in your mind you want to ask me?
Yeah, ma'am, you know why I was said that I am very curious to do a sessions with you, because whenever I do a sessions with the smartest people are the people who have a great experience of teaching, and as I know that you are some kind of the post where you are at the very higher level post, so I thought let's drop a message to you. I also have seen some of the videos of the Manju ma'am where you both are connected to each other. That session was very wonderful. I learned so many things from there. So I thought, For becoming a better version of you, what should I do? Like there are many people who are uploading English related content and conversational videos, and many people think that if they watch that kind of video, they are gonna learn that language. So if someone wants to learn this language really, what should they do? What's your point of view? Because you have experience over this language.
So far as the uploading of these kinds of videos and going through these videos is concerned, I feel you can just point out the mistakes you make whenever we people are uploading our own videos. If you
Yeah,
watch the videos of the person who are superior to you, then you get to know to fetch some words. Shravan, what do I do? I don't think that I have reached any level because the place I belong to, that is Punjab, and I think all over India this is a common kind of problem that we people we have studied with the regional languages as a medium of instruction. Majority of us, whatever position you ultimately reach at, your vocabulary or your conversation is limited to that sphere only. But when you are to talk randomly to anybody in any circle or the system you are in, then you stuck a number of times, you find the problems. What I want to convey to you is that your position doesn't matter. It is your practice which is very important. So it's been almost over a year when I started working on my communication skills, and I'm also working on my language as well. Because though we have studied that language, I used to say in my every second video that language is not an issue, but now I slowly I have started feeling it is also an issue because when we studied this language at that very time, we were not made to practice it that way. So more than 50% of the stuff faded away out of our minds. At this very
yeah,
moment, I'm working on my language as well as on my communication skills. So when I watch the video of any person, no, I have two pets, and this one always is or remain by my side. So
yeah.
sorry. So what do
I
I
know them.
do? That I keep on rewinding the videos. Any simple video, like you have given the example of me on Manju Madam. You take any video, and I try to notice, take the note of it that in what way that simple sentence is spoken. Very simple sentence. I'm not talking about any idioms, phrases, or this fancy vocabulary. You asked me the question that what should you do, or one person should do. It is all dependent upon your choices. First thing is important that you are to assess that at what level you are at the moment. And second thing, like I asked you that if you are to sit for some competitive exam to up to how much knowledge of this language is concerned, so that way you are to see that like you are to focus on your theory part or whatever. I want to become a good communicator, so that way I'm emphasizing more on the listening part. I listen in what way the people they speak, then I try to repeat the same thing, and I try to incorporate some of the words in my daily conversation as well. Actually, there is no rule, and moreover,
Yeah,
one shoe doesn't fit all. You have to
yeah,
assess yourself. Like some people, they advocate reading because we are familiar with all the modules of a language, and every module is important. Reading is
yeah,
important, writing is important, listening and speaking, everything is important. But it is all up to your choices you make, and what is your priority at the moment. Like suppose if when frankly speaking, in spite of having so many degrees in my credit and being at the top of the hierarchy in my arena, I tell you that when I started learning in sense, I took a pledge, okay, I'm going to work on my communication skill. And for a long span of time, nobody around me knew this thing that I'm working and I'm having these kinds of sessions. And initially, I started taking sessions from the professionals, okay? Because I was hesitant that in what way the people would take me. In my case, there was situation was altogether different. I'm a mom of two grown up children. That how would my children take? Then because I'm people around me, they know me very well, that what is my position. Every morning I'm getting ready and I'm starting my car and leaving for my job, and in the evening I'm coming back. So these things make you stuck. But one day I took it, uh, uh, you can say it was a bold step at that very moment for me. And for me, conversation is this communication is very important. Initially, I took sessions from the professionals. Then I started talking to persons like you, whosoever comes my way. Whether you talk to the advanced level learner or you talk to the beginners. If you talk to the beginners, you get to know that the person is making mistakes. It means I know this much of the content. I'm a bit above this person. When you talk to a person who is of advanced level, then you get to know that I'm fumbling here, I'm making mistakes, I need to learn this thing from them. So it is all individual journey, Shravan. You, I can't give you any tip for it. You are a better judge so far as your journey is concerned. So whenever anybody asks me something of this sort, I try to give them a very fair opinion. Bache, it is you who knows you better than you, isn't it?
Okay.
Okay,
I think,
then how can we set some rule for you? You are a
yeah,
better judge. And yes, to learn vocabulary whenever I don't have that much of time. I can't spare that much of time to listen to different people because I'm so much busy with my work. And then when I'm back, I used to have these sessions. So much of the time is consumed on editing the videos as well, and being on YouTube it very well. But whenever I get even a small, just 5 minutes, 10 minutes while I'm driving, or one thing I do that I always advocate and I find that very fruitful, I talk to myself. I keep on talking to myself as if I'm interviewing myself. I'm checking my knowledge. So that I enjoy a lot. My distance is also covered. And by the time I reach to my destination, I feel that okay. And yes, a number of times if I'm stuck somewhere, like I find myself unable to frame some sentence or some word is scrolling in my mind which was there, which I want to use, and at this very moment I have forgotten. Then frankly speaking, I would stop my car on the side of the highway. Then I will scroll through the notebook of my smartphone. I have made so many, created so many pages. I will go through that, and if suppose I had heard that word in some video, then I would again start the video, and by the idea I would try to reach up to that level where that word was used. So to that, you can say sometimes I behave in an insane way also. In some, so I'm that kind of person. I learned this way. I have started enjoying it now.
yeah, I think few things is common between us. The second thing that you said that you do self talk, and whenever you do self talk, and when you stuck while saying something, or whenever you are feeling that you are stuck while framing a sentence, you go and watch on the Google or any videos. I do also the
Yes,
same things whenever I do self talk. Sometimes what happens, some people says that, hey man, are you becoming mad? Why are you talking with yourself? Sometimes this happens. So I also do the self talk a lot. I talk to myself and I try to frame sentences. I try to talk whatever going deep inside me. So I try to express themselves. So, and whenever I feel stuck, I go on the Google and search whether it's some lines or whether some sentences. And also I try to use some quotes of the great speaker, like what Ratan Tata had said in the past, what someone has said in the past. I try to use that sentences in between the conversations to make my conversations good and better. Like one lines I can remember that once Ratan Tata said that no one can destroy the iron, but its own rest can. Likewise, no one can destroy a person, but his own mindset can. So this kind of stuff I also try to use in my sessions, and I try to remember. So that's great, ma'am. Whatever you said your one thing I am just trying to focus more and more, that you said if you are talking to a beginner, you can know that on which place you are better at him. And if you're talking to advanced level people, you can also know that where you are lacking. So you can work on. this parameter. You can judge yourself. So that's a very great thing and great point. Thank you. My next question to you, which is the last question as well, that how to avoid lack of thoughts. Sometimes what happens, you ask me something and I'm unable to express. Even sentences or something is in my mind, but I am unable to express that because I have the lack of thoughts. So, how to narrate the thoughts or how to build a story so that I can put on the tables or I can put in front of you. So, how to avoid lack of thoughts? Because it's a very common question that many people ask me, and I have also such kind of problems.
We both are sailing in the same boat. It happens with every learner. You are not an exception. And the
So,
best way out is that number of time it happens with me also, because whenever, frankly speaking, Shravan, when I'm at my workplace, people converse in Punjabi language only. And
yeah,
even a number of times the persons from the English background, like who have studied their education in English, taken their study in English, they would come and talk to me in English. And it's number of times they would come with some request and they have written a letter, suppose something, and that is in the regional language. I would, what do I do? I would return that application back, go back, because you are from an English background. Now write this application in English and then come back to me. But in spite of it, we people don't converse much. Problem is the same. So the best theoretical, this is theoretical answer which we need to practice, or bring it in practice with the on daily basis. Okay, I'm unable to recollect or recall that particular word, but I understand the crux or the gist, what I want to convey. So better thing is you try to find out some alternative way, some because there are so many words with the related meanings, not exactly synonyms, but words with somewhat ha- coming near to that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that is the best way, and there is no harm if you are taking a pause. If you are taking a pause, it means something is scrolling through your mind. It means your mind is working. You have made your mind to work on. So it is not, I don't consider it as an error. I don't consider it as a flaw. I
yeah,
have some different opinion, because suppose even you are too much younger to me and you chose me considering I'm on a higher post, I am having so much of the knowledge and you would love to have session with me. Might be I'm not going to make any mistake, but no, number of times even during this conversation this thing has happened, that you talked to me something and I couldn't find the exact word at that time, because we are learners, hardly matters, we are learners. So when you have the feeling of being a learner, it means you want to learn. I think
yeah,
you are already on the right path. So if suppose some pause you have taken and the word is not coming to your mind, try to reach just near to that. It is I always consider it is the responsibility of the other person to make out what the person on the other side want to convey. It's not only the verbal communication, our non-verbal cues
yeah,
convey a
yeah,
lot.
yeah,
Unspoken words say a lot. Like suppose I'm stuck, but you know what kind of conversation we are going through or we are going on with. It means you should have the idea what I want to say, but unfortunately I'm stuck. So it is
yeah,
always the responsibility of both the parties.
yeah,
That way we can grow, that way we can learn,
yeah. True.
isn't it?
Yeah. Conversations is not just only a language, it's also, as you said, a verbal and non-verbal communication. Sometimes we speak by our body, as we can say at body language. Sometimes we speak by our feelings. And you also said,
Yes.
taking gap or pauses in between the conversations is very important. What I think and what I most people believe, that when they take pause, they believe in their mind they are not good at English, and with somebody they are doing a sessions, they are going to judge me that I'm not good at English. But what I feel that earlier I was like, when I was doing sessions earlier, I have done more than 50 sessions. But when you go and watch my first sessions, I was talking very fast because I thought if I will be talking very fast, then I am very good at English. Sometimes what happens, we go into the flow, we do not follow what we says to usually. So I am just gonna watch that video again and again to learn so many things that you mentioned, because it will take some time to learn. So definitely thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk to you. It will definitely gonna add some confidence in me so that I can talk to anyone again. Like I'm gonna talk to again with Manju ma'am or with any advanced speaker. So this kind of stuff make me confidence. So thank you very much. I'm feeling so happy while doing a session with you.
Thank you, Shravan. Thank you. Stay blessed. Good luck for your examination.
Thank you, ma'am.